I know she.
interesting either way. Either it's true or it's this is a very odd thing for Marcia to tell me. And Marcia was a huge Glamour Books fan and is saying, yeah, her criticism was that I was giving comicsgate and Ethan credibility that they didn't have otherwise. And it's like, credibility? I'm not a feminist. I have zero credibility anywhere in the comic book field. I mean, part of me wants to go, look, if you want to be fair about this, let's say that Gail Simone is a fan of my work. Let's say that there are women professionals in the comic book field who are fans of my work. I tried to get Ethan to say, best deal in comics, $99 for all 6,000 pages of Cerebus at cerebusdownloads.com. It's like, Ethan, I think if you tell your people who admire you and want to support you that you think, you don't even have to say anything about Cerebus's quality, you just have to say it's $99 for 6,000 pages, 16 volumes, and it's $99 Canadian. I mean, right now that's like $65 US. So, you know, my thing to the occasional people who want to come and get in my face about Ethan or whatever else they want to get in my face about and want to present themselves as open-minded liberals and people who admire my work and don't admire all of my work, but do think that, you know, this, and this trade paperback are excellent. You know, if you are, as the guy in Hawaii called it, an influencer, which I think we know what we're talking about when we talk about an influencer in this day and age. If you've got a long enough string of followers who a large percentage of them will do what you tell them to do, and you have that kind of credibility, and you believe that there's any quality in any of the Cerebus trade paperbacks, well, I'm certainly not going to get any help from Ethan, but at least I had the hope of help from Ethan. I have had no help from anyone in the comic book field in exactly that area, in exactly the sense of, look, if you don't mind reading comics on your digital device, you really can't do better than 6,000 pages of Cerebus. Just pick a trade paperback, dive in, and read 10 pages. If you don't get something interesting or a laugh or a thought-provoking idea out of those 10 pages, pick another 10 pages. Go back 4 volumes and pick 10 pages there. At some point, you're going to go, okay, I have to find out what this whole thing is about. And then I think you will probably end up reading the 6,000 pages. But I think it's disrespectful of someone who devoted 26 years of his life to doing this. Not only disrespectful of me, but disrespectful of Gerhardt, who did jump over to the other team, who went, okay, I'm sufficiently intimidated. I'm over here with the feminists. I'm not with Dave Sim anymore. He still gets 25% of the digital downloads of the 6,000 pages. Most months, that amounts to about $300 total, $200 total. If you're talking about why can't we find common ground, or why can't we
I mean, the stereotypical of Dave went crazy at whatever point, and the book's unreadable afterward. It's like Gerhard's not unlookable. I mean, there's some beautiful pages in phone books, in the last 4 or 5 phone books that, this is fine art with a little itty bitty gray aardvark in it. Don't read the words. Look at the pretty pictures.
Yeah, I mean, you're taking exactly my point, which is, okay, for $65 US for 6,000 pages, how much do you have to get out of this before it's like, okay, full value for my money. If you don't think so, you let me know and I'll give you a refund. I think I would like to think that people were more open-minded than that, but I don't think people are more open-minded than that. It's like I've been celibate for 21 years. I pray, fast, read scripture aloud, eat, sleep, and work. No matter how much money you give me, I don't think I'm going to turn into Adolf Hitler.
And I don't think that a lot of us would be following you in the streets as you're marching with your torch going, come on, we got to get them. I think most of us would be like, Dave, you've gone a little bit too far. You might want to dial it back.
Every once in a while, I mean, the latest thing was Paul Powers coming over to visit and wanted to pray together, like he was going to take photos. And I said, well, okay, I'll give you the same access I gave to Waterloo Films. You can photograph me doing my ritual ablutions and putting on my prayer clothes and doing my prayer. If you want to pray together, here's the prayer. It's from the inside back cover of Cerebus 300. Here's a printed out copy. Anything you don't want to say, read through it first and just don't say that. And he ended up doing all of my prayer times with me, doing all of the ritual ablution, and is now back in England, still doing that. And I said to him, the middle of the second day, if you want to skip one of these and just take pictures, it's like, no, I don't want to skip one of these. And it's like, well, okay, it's no way to make friends. I'll tell you that much. It's the joke I always make now is Jews hate me because I won't let go of Christianity and Islam. Christians hate me because I won't let go of Judaism and Islam. Muslims hate me because I won't let go of Judaism and Christianity. And everybody else hates me because I believe in God.
I've been doing the Genesis question posts, and I have the document. I take a day's worth of commentary and I put it up every Sunday. And a couple months ago, I'm like, I got to rush home to do this. I have the document. It's not like I'm waiting for them to come in. I can just do it ahead. So I did it, and each post I put one page from the 289, 290 double issue, at the top of the post of, okay, it's Sunday. Here's a page from last day. Here's the Genesis question commentary, and I did it ahead up till I think February 2nd, and then I'm out. I have no more last day pages from 289, 290 to use, and I'm like, and I said on the blog, I've done these posts up to February 2nd. And everybody's, we'll just wait till then, and then we'll read all of them together. And I'm like, no. That's when the picture ends. I still have more commentary. I have to figure out what image to put with it. And nobody's got that. Nobody has put 2 and 2 together, and I've said it like 3 or 4 times, like, there's a lot more. Like, Jeff Seiler's waiting. He's going to read all of it at once. I'm like, there's still half the document that I haven't posted yet. You guys are waiting. You're waiting for the book, and it's going to be like another year. And I'm debating if I want to just do random images from Rick's story in Latter Days, or if I want to do the rest of the last day, or what. Because it's one of those, I don't want to use the same image because I don't want people thinking, oh, this is the same post I already read.
Nobody promised you a rose garden when you took this over.
As I keep telling everybody, this is the worst gig in the world. Like, yesterday on Facebook, I complained to somebody that, yeah, tomorrow I got to talk to Dave, and I'm only bitching because I don't want to finish downloading the 39 images he sent me. With the hashtag poor little rich boy.
There you go.
I mean, it's, you got to make...
Depending on the person in comics, that would be their living hell. If you're not good in your lifetime, when you go to hell, you'll have to run hell's version of a moment of service.
Well, I mean, it's one of those, there are some days where I'm like, I just don't want to post today. And then that's when I go into the phone. I have the digital copies of the phone books. I go into a phone book to a page. I cut out a panel in my little Photoshop-y knockoff program, and I post it with I momented their service. And I walk away. Because there's no rule saying it has to be a substantial post that everybody cares so much about. It can be Tuesday.
No, I don't think you're ever going to hear from Tim going, oh, please, let me have it back.
The joke that I've made, and I'm sticking to it, is it was like the scene in The Money Pit when Tom Hanks and Shelley Long buy the mansion from the old lady, and she climbs into her vintage convertible and peels out at 100 miles an hour. The actual quote I put on the blog the first time it happened was, I told Tim I had all these ideas. He said, yeah, that's great. Climbed into his 1956 Corvette and peeled out at 100 miles an hour.
That's it.
I mean,
Nothing all the way.
It's one of those.
I'm free.
I'm pretty sure he got I'm pretty sure he got my email saying, hey, if nobody else wants to do this, I'll do it. His response was, sucker. Here's the keys. I'm gone.
There you go. Okay, I've got my last prayer time coming up, and then I get to eat.
Okay.
I was going to suggest while this is going on with the situation with Judith Bradford being used as a cudgel, if you go, I think we probably should talk about this, and you want to fax over something that you think should be talked about. We will make this a DEFCON 2 situation, which means we do this as many times as we have to, and then as soon as possible we get back to just the first Thursday of the month.
Okay. I just checked my email. I don't have the fax from that you sent to the guy in Hawaii. So if you want to refax that to me, I can put it up as, this is from Dave, this is the situation, this is what happened back in the 1980s. That's the part that annoys me, is everybody makes it sound like you did this last year, 60-year-old Dave's chasing after a young girl. Well, no, this was when you were 27. Or 20.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to minimize it, but
I mean, it's one of those.
There's a comic art metaphysic aspect to it as well. That Judith's birthday is January 8th, and she was born January 8th, 1970. Elvis Presley was born January 8th, 1935, so he turned 35 the day that Judith was born, and this is my Elvis Presley albatross around my neck, which is completely of my own doing. It's like Elvis did it with Priscilla, but Jerry Lee Lewis did it with his cousin, and there were two completely different reactions to it.
Well, and that's, it's one of those, I was thinking about it all day at work of, yeah, it's real skeevy, but at the same time, it's not like Dave's going, oh, it didn't happen, or it's not like she's coming forward saying it happened and you're saying, oh, no, it didn't. You're up front, hey, yep, I did something skeevy. I shouldn't have done it. It was wrong. At a certain point, it's not end of story, but, at the end of your life, when you go to in front of the throne and they say, hey, Dave, what about Judith? You're going to be like, hey, no, that was me. I screwed up. I
always do try to divide it between when I started reading the Bible in 1996 and the time period before that. The fact that I've sort of gone much further than society does now, and my attitude is, if you're fornicating or committing adultery, both of those, I am convinced, cannot structurally lead anywhere good. The only thing that can lead anywhere good is monogamous, completely 100% monogamous marriage. And I'm not going to make a lot of friends in my society with that one either, because there's a lot of fornicators and adulterers who would take that personally.
Well, and it's one of those, this video where they're quoting from the facts, but the guy doing the video is like, well, then Dave quotes the Bible, so you know it's from Dave Sim. And I'm like, A, in this video, you're not showing this message from Dave. B, you're not actually, it's not this is what Dave said, word for word, everything Dave had to say. It's, you're picking and choosing, trying to make the point you want to make. Which is what a lot of this online stuff, it's, somebody finds, the original quote of, Margaret posted a sketch of Judith, you did. You commented on it saying this is what was going on. And then further commented on it, but somebody found the first little quote, clipped it, put it online of Dave Skeevy. And used it as the cudgel of, well, Ethan, why are you working with Dave if Dave is so skeevy? As well, and now it's, the brouhaha. And tomorrow, you and I are stuck with, hey, it's the brouhaha. Meanwhile, they're moved on to the next point in their ongoing war of, well, this is why you suck. To Ethan or to whoever.
I would hope that people could understand that because I'm not on the internet, I got the facts from the guy in Hawaii, and I stopped what I was working on Strange Death of Alex Raymond, and put in an hour on my best summing up of the situation with Judith, and then went back to work. Got the phone message from you, got the fax from you, got a fax from Eddie Kana.